just after 9 o'clock, and we have just gotten underway. We dilly-dallied around a little bit, hoping that some wind would show up, but nothing yet to speak of. So today the plan is to head up Blue Hills Bay, and we're doing that for two reasons. That's basically going north from here, and the breezes today are predicted to be from the southwest, only 5 knots, so not a lot of wind, but the right direction. But tomorrow they're predicted to be out of the north, which is not that common in this part of the world, which is a good direction for getting out of Blue Hill Bay, going south. So, well, that's the plan. We'll see what happens. So we're motoring now. It is, as you might see behind me, somewhat foggy. I hope that lobster boat that I hear can see me. Well, despite the fog, we'll try to take some pictures along the way. We're going to go through some water we have never traveled in before. So it's just about 10 now, and a little while ago I detected just a hint of breeze, actually more than we have now. So I put up the Maine, and I put up the Doyle UPS, and we are poking along at about a mile or a knot and a half. So we're hoping that this will pick up a little. It'll go from 0 to a little, and then maybe a little to a little bit more. But, if not, at some point we'll have to start the engine again. But let's see. On the visibility front, it's still very foggy. I seem to have a couple of lobster boats that are just kind of working in the area. It could be different lobster boats, but they all sound the same. So that's... Oh, and well, you didn't really know what the path I was planning on taking today was, but it's changed. You know, given the lack of wind, I recharted our route to the destination, Anchorage, to be shorter. So I won't be covering any territory I've never covered before, but I've only been up through here once last year. And I apparently won't see anything anyway. So that's what's going on at the moment. And then 15 minutes later, the wind died completely instead of building. On a positive note, the fog does seem to be lifting a little bit. So, now I'm not sure what I'm going to do in terms of routing. We'll need to think on it some more. It's just afternoon, and we've come around the north tip of Long Island here in Blue Hill Bay. And as we did that, a little bit of wind came up, and we tested it. And now that we're rounding this, we've been going pretty much north all morning, and now we want to go southeast, and you can guess where the wind is coming from. It's coming from southeast. The forecast was southwest. But anyway, very tired of the droning outboard motor, so we put up the sails, and I guess we'll be tacking for a while. It's about 1 o'clock, and we've rounded a point that doesn't seem to have a name, that lets us take a course towards our destination that's roughly northeast. So the southeast breeze is now a beam reach, so that's good. We're poking along, doing about 3 knots, which should get us there well before 3 o'clock, I think. Of course, the wind could always die again. Anyway, but for now, things are calm and peaceful and stable. It's just about 2:30, and we are approaching our anchorage, which is a little harbor on Mount Desert Island, which is the home of Acadia National Park. And it's a harbor I've never been in before. Looks good on the chart, so we'll see. It does look like one side of the harbor is parkland, and the other side has a few houses. So the wind has, well, it dropped off, and now it's picked up again. So we're coasting along at a very comfortable 4.5 knots. Too bad I couldn't have done this all day. But now that we're done, anyway, well, we'll see you on the hook. Well, it's just a bit after 3, and the anchor is down. So it seems like a nice enough place. There are more houses than the satellite overhead image led me to believe, but you know, it's not built up or anything. And as you might know, the optimum number of houses I prefer to be able to see at an anchorage is 0. But this is pretty nice. It is, unfortunately, though, also pretty warm. If I had known it was going to be this warm, I would have stayed out on the water. Yikes, especially when the breeze is kind of coming and going. When there's some breeze, it's not that bad, but without the breeze, I better have a beer. Well, now it's about 4 o'clock, and I take back what I said before. I'm glad I'm not out there anymore, even though it might be cooler. There's a squall line coming through. Don't know what it's going to do. It has some very dark clouds and some wind coming from new and different directions. So it was too warm to put up the pop-top enclosure, so I didn't put that up. So what I've done instead here is I put the pop-top down. It's not all closed up, but that would only take a second to slide the hatch and button up. But I don't see any actual rain in it. I'm sure it'll come to nothing much. So while I'm waiting for my dinner to warm up, I guess I can show you the chart. So I hope we still have enough light for this. So here is Opechee Island. And so we spent last night in here between Opechee and Sheep Island. And this morning in the fog and no wind, we motored out into Blue Hill Bay and up north past, I think this is Tinker Island, and up to Long Island. I was just taking a closer look at Long Island. I was surprised to find that there are multiple houses that can be seen along the shore of Long Island. No like mansions or anything. Cottages, I would call them. But so I don't know what the story is there. Anyway, so we came up here and then continued on north and still motoring all the way. And so we came up, and as we got to the north tip of Long Island here, we did finally get some wind out of the southeast, which of course is exactly the direction we now wanted to go. So we had to tack back and forth here a couple of times to clear this point. And after that, we had a nice broad reach or beam reach across to the east-northeast and over to Mount Desert Island. And this is Northwest Cove on Mount Desert Island. So that's where we are. So one of the reasons we did this, usually I would be hesitant to come up into Blue Hill Bay because it's hard to get out of with the prevailing winds. But the forecast for tomorrow's winds are out of the north. So we'll see. So that should help us to go south. We'll see how that goes. So we'll start our look around looking east. There's not much I can point out. So there's a few houses over there. And oddly, at the moment, the wind is coming out of the east. That was not in any forecast. Not a lot of wind. So, and then looking south, the head of the harbor, a couple more houses, and nothing for the most part along this shore. I think that might be parkland right there. Not 100% sure. Can't find a good map that shows that. And almost directly behind us, there's a small cabin or cottage there. Not sure if anyone's home. That was to the west, and now around to the north, and there's the mainland way over there. So not as secluded as we like, but not too bad.